Thank you everyone for tuning into the channel today. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. So number one, we're gonna give you guys a full tour, inside and outside, pretty much just as it is, how we brought it back from Kentucky. So you're gonna see a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. And then we're also gonna talk about the ride back. So we put our first 100 miles in, and I told Chris, while it's on our brain, let's video our thoughts about our first 100 miles. So we're gonna cover that today. And then we're gonna cover our dog, Ryder. And we videoed his first experience. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so we have a rescue dog, Ryder the rescue dog, and we didn't really highlight him a lot in our previous videos, but he definitely was a little more challenged in the fifth wheel. Just that he didn't like the stairs. I don't know, he felt very claustrophobic, and basically he always wanted to be outside. So we were really interested in seeing, you know, how he would react or respond to the Class A, and you know, he was a little hesitant coming through the doorway, but man, once he got in, he was all about smelling everything, and you could just tell that this is definitely going to be just a better lifestyle for him than the fifth wheel was.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's Ryder approved.
Yes.
All right, speaking on approved, let's get going. All right, let's roll. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start off with the $1 million tour. Are you ready?
Yes, so we'll roll that footage. Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to a tour of our brand new to us, 2020 Newmar Mountain Aire. Hey guys, welcome to our new to us 2020 Newmar Mountain Aire. And I have to say, I am so excited. Both Michael and I are so excited about the transition that we made from the fifth wheel to the Class A coach. And in all honesty, I had no idea what to anticipate. I didn't know what to expect, and I have to say that I'm definitely pleasantly surprised. So right now you are in the cockpit of our coach, and there's a lot of electronics going on here that I know nothing about. So I will leave that to Michael. I'll let him fill you in on that at a later time in a different video. But right now we're going to talk about the things that I enjoy about the cockpit, which first of all are these amazing captain's chairs. Boy, what a difference in ride from driving our 450, pulling the fifth wheel versus sitting in what feels like a lazy boy in your living room. You know, and I never really minded being in our truck. We upgraded to Nitto Ridge Grappler tires in our F450, which made for a much smoother ride. But boy, if you pull the fifth wheel, you know how it is when you hit those bumps in the road. It's like every time you just cringe, and there is such a difference in the drive down the road in a Class A. I guess I can't explain it unless you've actually experienced it, but it is night and day difference. So come on in, let me show you some of the things that I like about just this area of the coach. Believe it or not, the manufacturers, honestly, they do a great job of utilizing all the space for storage. Can't say these are pretty tiny cubbies, so it's going to be, you know, interesting just to see how we utilize the space, because it's obviously a lot different from what we're used to in our fifth wheel. Up here above the driver's side is our primary command center, and that there's everything that needs to be done in this coach can be taken care of right here in this space. And then we also have a second command center in the bedroom. But honestly, I don't know why. To the side of you is a TV. They put TVs here in the front of all these coaches. 4 TVs, you know, I don't know. I like to watch TV, but not that much. But anyway, I think it covers up some of the things that, some of the electrical stuff that's behind there, and just gives you the opportunity to have a lot of stuff going on. If you're one of those people that likes to watch multiple football games, here you go. So come on up and welcome to our living room. And this space is definitely different too from our fifth wheel. One of the things that I had really kind of hoped for in a coach was to have chairs versus the theater seating. I think Michael likes the theater seating a little bit better. But I have to say, I was actually pleasantly surprised. These chairs are extremely comfortable, and believe it or not, they utilize the space really well in between the chairs, and there is a ton of storage. So I'm sure we'll find a great use for that. And then the cup holders is always a nice feature as well. So one of the things that's definitely new to us is having the radiant heated floors. I love the shine on these floors. They're so beautiful. We'll definitely need to get a carpet or two just to warm it up a little bit more. But so far we are loving it. Over here on this side of the living room, we've got a fold-out sofa, and instead of the traditional mattress that comes with a fold-out bed, we have an air mattress. So we're really curious to see how comfortable it is when we have guests come and stay with us. But there's so much storage, as you can see in this coach. Up above the couch here, we've got a center for all of the electronics, DVD player. We'll put our Apple TV in here. There's a Bose sound system, so you've got a great sound, tons of storage, and I love the fact that, you know, this goes back really deep, so it gives you a lot of space. Over on this side, again, a lot more storage, and it's like, as I said, it's so deep. So again, we'll look forward to figuring out how to put all of the things in this space. Another thing that I really appreciate is just the workmanship that the manufacturers have done in this particular coach with all of this beautiful wood trim. I mean, there is a lot of wood trim and a lot of detail, and they've done just such a nice job. And then, Michael, if you want to come around, I can't remember what the system is called. He just told me. The Silverleaf. Every one of our rooms has a panel like this, and instead of having a light switch, it's amazing is that every room has a panel, and you can access just about everything, lights, shades, fans, the different systems. You can lift the blinds from the windows. It's amazing. The only downside is that if you don't have good vision, you have to have glasses to see it, unlike a switch where you can just flip it up and down. So definitely that is a new thing for us. Oh yes, of course I can't forget. So over here behind this sofa, we have a Televator TV, which is great. It goes down so we can see out the window, or up when we want to watch TV. All right, come on back into our kitchen. So if you've followed us, you know that the kitchen is definitely an area of contention for me because I loved the kitchen in our fifth wheel. And as you can see, there's not a ton of counter space, but I do like the fact that they've gone back very deep. So as you can see, here's the air fryer back here, and then in front of it is the cooktop. Over here we've got the sink, and it's a double sink. You've got the large side and then the prep sink over here. And it's so great to have these covers because obviously that just allows you to use the space when you need it. I'm sure back here we'll put our espresso maker because, you know, we can't go on the road without that. And then here you've got this bank of drawers that comes out, which this counter space is definitely going to be nice to have, just the extra space. But the one thing I've got to be honest that I found to be extremely disappointing was this bank of drawers. Because you look at it and you get all excited and you think, oh my gosh, look at all that drawer space. And then you go to open it and you realize, oh, it's a little deceiving. And this drawer, I would say maybe it's 2 inches deep. I don't know, possibly 6 inches wide. So figuring out how to store things in these drawers is is going to be interesting. I don't know why they do it this way. I've seen other Class A's that utilize this drawer space a little bit better than Newmar. But I do have to say, I love the woodwork in here. Oh my gosh, it is so substantial. You feel as though you're in a residential kitchen. They do a great job of using slide outs, which is so nice. And the cupboards go back really deep. There's a shelf up there that you can take out if you want or move it around. And then these corner cabinets, I was really interested in seeing what they'd look like close up. And believe it or not, they go back really deep as well. So again, they're utilizing the space in a really great way. Back here, another pull out, another shelf. And then here again, a deep cabinet. The one thing that is definitely different in the Class A versus the fifth wheel as well is they line all of the cupboards with carpet, which I'm sure is to help absorb all the sound and everything rattling around on the road when you're driving down the road. But I'm curious, what are you all using? Do you put some sort of protective covering over this in your kitchen to keep it from getting dirty? If you've got any suggestions, I would love to hear it, because obviously you've got things like olive oil and just different bottles of things that you use on a day-to-day basis. So I know we do have some containers, so it's going to be interesting. We're looking forward to getting this all just all organized. And then over here, you've got this little cabinet up here to store more stuff. It's interesting because it doesn't open all the way, so getting things in and out of there is going to be interesting. And then we've got a microwave convection oven, and we had one of these in our fifth wheel, and this was probably one of my favorite appliances next to the dishwasher below, but it's a great size, which is awesome. In the Class A, we do not have an oven, so this will be our oven. And then again, we've got this great induction cooktop over here. It's a 2-burner cooktop, and this is something we've never used before. We learned when we were talking with one of the techs at Day Brothers is that you have to use specific pots and pans that are made for induction cooking. So that's something we had to go out and invest in, but we're looking forward to utilizing this. And then we've learned too that it is removable, so you can take it outside, use it outside if you don't want the smells of your cooking inside the coach. And then one of my favorite drawers here is the silverware and utensil drawers. They've done a great job of just organizing this, so we'll look forward to getting that all set up as well. And then what have we got? The Fisher and Paykel dishwasher, which we used our dishwasher in our fifth wheel all the time, probably almost every day when we were on the road. So this we will definitely get a lot of use out of. Back here, we've got another cupboard. Again, they utilize the space great. This one's tall and narrow, so it's going to be fun just figuring out how to get things in and out of there and accessing what we need. Down here is another drawer. If you can see, it's extremely narrow and it's got a high wall. So, but it's space that I'm sure we'll utilize. Over here, you've got another pull-out. Narrow pull out and a tiny little space down below. And then across the way here, we've got our dining room table. And this is new to us too. We didn't have a dining room table in the fifth wheel, so we're definitely going to enjoy this. It pulls out and extends so that you have more workspace if you need it, or you can pull out a couple chairs that we currently have hidden under the bed and add a place for a couple more folks to sit. But I do like the fact that they have added a lot of storage underneath the table here, and I can tell you we will definitely use every inch of it. This is made, if you're not familiar with this space in a Class A, they've set it up for an office. So there's a space that you can pull out a printer if you need to. They've got a grommet on top. Here's a keyboard or pull-out tray. But I'm sure we'll find a lot of great use for all of this. The one thing they did on this side was they definitely did the drawers right. Deep, got lots of drawer space in here, so enjoy filling all of that up. And it's going to be interesting, as I said, you know, we had so many cabinets, we had a ton of drawers and pullouts in our fifth wheel, we had an island. So just figuring out, you know, where to put things, what you're going to use the most, and how to get that set up, that's yet to come. All right, come on back. So this part of our kitchen, we've got our whirlpool. It's a residential refrigerator. It's a little bit smaller than what we had in our fifth wheel, but it will definitely do the job. Lots of space to organize everything you need. And one of the things that's new to us is the beverage, the water and the ice dispenser. We did not have that in our previous rig, so we're definitely gonna enjoy having that. And then definitely one of my favorite things about this kitchen is the pantry, every girl's dream. Gotta say, there's homes that don't have pantries this nice, and I love, you know, all the pullouts. It's deep, so you've got lots of space. As you can see, there's 6 drawers, 6 pull-out drawers, so we'll get a lot of great use out of that. And then they put a button here so that you can lock it when you're on the road so that it doesn't fly open and everything comes out, which I think is a great feature. And then one of the other things that's going to be new to us as well is we've got a central vac in this Class A. And I love this sweet feature right here. With Ryder, I'm sure we're going to have tons of dust bunnies, so we will be doing a lot of cleaning. And one of the things I hear from a lot of people that, you know, have Class A's is you're constantly, and it was the same in our fifth wheel too, you're constantly sweeping, you're constantly cleaning because you're going in and out and dragging in a lot of dirt. All right, come on back. So we've got our half bath right here. And this is another feature that is definitely new to us. So I've got 2 toilets to clean now instead of 1. And I love the fact that the toilets are porcelain and we no longer have the foot flush. There's a button on the wall that you can flush, you can add water. And if you've ever been on a cruise ship, it sounds a lot like a toilet on a cruise ship. It just sucks everything out. It's definitely different than our fifth wheel. And I've found myself several times putting the foot down, going for the pedal, and then realizing, oh, that's not how you flush it. But come on in, let me show you some of the storage in here. The space is tiny, but they do a great job of utilizing the space for storage. Back here, you've got the electric panel and all kinds of things that I have no idea what they're about. So this is part of Michael's job. And then they've done a great job with the 2 medicine cabinets, just tons of space. And again, you know, you've got this carpet lined shelving, which reduces the sound. But again, if you've got any ideas, I'd welcome your suggestions on what you've done to line these. Down below, you've got, of course, the sink, aquarium counter, lots of space below. They've done a great job of just, with the space that they have, utilizing every inch of it. You've got a nice drawer in here as well. Okay. So time to go to the bedroom. This is where all the magic happens, right? Oh man, one of the reasons Michael was so interested in moving to a Class A was just having more space in the bedroom and the bathroom. We definitely felt a lot more cramped in our fifth wheel, and this just feels so much more spacious. And the bedroom has a decent amount of storage. If you come in, you've got six giant drawers that are pretty deep for lots of storage space. And then above, we've got some cubbies back here. And then, as I mentioned earlier, here is another central command center. And then on this side, as you can see, more space, more cabinet space. I know this tends to be a lot harder to access, but it's great. I see they've got a grommet up here. So for somebody that's got a CPAP machine, you know, they make it really easy. The king size beds in these RVs are a little bit shorter than a residential king size, but it seems like they've got the same width. And you know, we're just getting used to this. What is it? What kind of bed is it, Michael? The Select. Select Comfort or something like that. And it's as Michael calls it, a glorified air mattress. So we're still trying to figure out the nuances with the bed, but we are loving having a king size bed. Hey, you know what? And one of the things I forgot to talk about, let me go back here real quick, was the door to our bathroom. So if you're familiar with Newmar, you might know this, but this is a patent that Newmar has that when the door opens, it opens into the room, into the bathroom, so that it allows you, when you're on the road, to walk back and open the door and actually use the restroom. So it's a great feature, and let me tell you, this restroom has gotten used on the road already. Welcome to our bathroom. You gotta love this space. Oh my goodness. You know, the shower, they've done such a beautiful job with all the tile work. In this shower, you've got the teak wood fold down bench. I love the floor and the drain that they've put in this particular shower. They've done such a nice job. You know, it's got all that, the glass, the beautiful glass and the stainless steel. Much nicer than that, the sliding doors that you have in the fifth wheel. And then another feature that we absolutely love, this was a must-have for Michael. He wanted double sinks. So they've done a great job here. They're beautiful. Again, they've got some really neat drains. I've never seen this technology before. I don't know if it's a fifth wheel thing, but, or a Class A thing, but definitely something that's nice and new to us. Lots of storage space. Tons of drawers, as you can see, and there's actually a lot of space under both of the cabinets. So we'll probably be adding shelving just to utilize it and maximize the space as best possible. And then back here behind the sinks, we've got a medicine cabinet, another medicine cabinet with lots of space for storage. Okay, over here we've got a really nice linen closet, and it goes back real deep, which is great for all your towels, your sheets, all the things you need to keep in the bathroom. And I love another thing that Newmar does is they light up cabinets. So when you open the cabinets, there's this lighting that that just lights everything up so you can see what's actually inside your cupboards. And then back here below, we've got a really nice deep laundry basket, I guess. Laundry chute. I don't know, what do you call it?
Hamper.
Hamper, thank you. Okay. And then we've got our Splendide washer dryer. Stackable, which we had Splendide in our fifth wheel and absolutely love having the benefit of a washer dryer in your coach. And if you've had it, you know, it's like, oh, going to the laundromat at the campground. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just you hate having to wait around for your laundry. And so we will definitely enjoy this. Below, it's a huge drawer with lots of storage space down here as well for all of your laundry needs. And then back here, our closet, again with another light. We've got a ton of shelving space back in there to organize shoe cubbies, rods to hang your clothes on. Back on this side, we've even got a safe. You've got the double rack here. The closet is also cedar lined, which is a really nice feature. And one of the things that we love about the Class A is the fact that there are no steps, with the exception of one that is up into this bathroom. And the reason is because in the Newmar, we've got the motor that's underneath the bathroom. But what they've done is a nice job. They've created a cathedral ceiling, that's what they call it. They've had to raise the ceiling so that you've got the height, you know, stepping up into this room. And then finally, again, we've got another porcelain toilet, and behind that is an egress door, which is another new feature to us. So if there's an emergency, if you've got something going on, a fire in the kitchen, you need to get out of the coach, there's a door here that you can open and access the outside. And beyond that, we're just excited to get moved in, to start utilizing the space and sharing more of our life details and fun adventures with you.
All right, so now that Chris gave you guys a quick tour of the inside, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the outside. So I figure since we're back here at the back, we might as well start right here where this is where all the horsepower, all of us guys are like, yeah, this is where the horsepower is. We are running on a Cummins 500 horsepower engine back here in the back. And let me tell you, it did a great job in our first drive. I had never driven a coach before, so it was my first time experiencing that. And having the engine in the back kind of gives you a whole new feel that's kind of weird because you don't hear it. You press the gas, but you don't hear anything. It'd be almost like, probably like driving a Tesla. You know, you put down the gas pedal and you go. But I would say after driving this, you know, we're 45 feet. I think we're like 45 to 47,000, you know, dry weight. I don't know. I feel like if you had any less than a 500 Cummins, you might be lagging a little bit. So, but I felt like this did a great job. So here's our towing apparatus here in the back. We did flat tow our Jeep for the first time. That was a new experience. Stay tuned. There'll be a video coming up on that, on how you hook that up. We are running on the Spartan chassis. With Newmar, you can either run on a Freightliner chassis or a Spartan one. This one happens to be on the Spartan. Now, I've heard that there's kind of a battle between, you know, some people say, well, the Freightliner chassis, that's the bomb. But I've also heard that people say the Spartan rides better down the highway. I can tell you this, we both enjoyed the ride going down the highway. So as long as we're going down the highway and moving forward, I say I'm good. All right, come around here to the side. We'll go here through some of the bays. So this here is the battery bay for cranking the engine over. And maybe if you're a gearhead, you're like, oh man, I love seeing that hair dryer and the batteries. Over here is another place to fill, a second place to fill your DEF tank on this side. And as we come down the side here, I love it that Newmar has these docking lights down the side. So if you arrive at your site at night, you can turn those on and that'll help light the path as you're backing up, besides using your cameras. And this is what I call, this is like the man cave of the basement. So here's where you can hang your tools and you got a shelf. So stay tuned. We'll see how I actually end up, you know, utilizing this space, but I'm excited to have it. Now they call these things slam latches, and let me tell you, you got to put some muscle into it. All right, so we get to this next bay, and this is on a manual slide out tray. You have to excuse the mess because this is exactly how it was when we took stuff from the fifth wheel and we put it in here in Kentucky and drove back. This also has the central vac system right here. This is where you'd work out, this is where you'd empty it, all that kind of good stuff. As we come down here to the next bay, a little bit of a different situation going on. You can see part of our Blue Ox, or actually all of our Blue Ox towing system is in on this tray. And this one is actually, it slides out, it's electric. And it goes out on both sides. Either way, depending on which side you're on, you'll be able to utilize that space, which is kind of nice, you know. And yeah, it can break down, but I hope that it doesn't. Coming over to this bay, this is another bay that passes through all the way over to the other side. It is also on an electric slide tray. And as you can see, some of our components from the fifth wheel are also in here that we haven't cleaned out yet. And then right above this bay is the outdoor TV, which you got to have an outdoor TV. You guys know that. There's an electric outlet over on the other side. It has a Bose sound bar. So we can't wait to utilize that for all the Green Bay Packer games. I'm a Packer fan. And this bay here is where our Dometic refrigerator freezer is. That'll be nice to have that on board to store some extra stuff, you know, ice cream, the important stuff. And as we come down here again, we got another docking light here, which is really nice to have. And then this here is your passenger fuel side, so you can fuel on either side. All right, so now we did the passenger side. Let's take you down the driver's side. We'll give you a quick tour of that. This has the side mount radiator, which is awesome. And the egress door gives you an idea what that egress door, Chris told you what that is. I love it that Newmar puts these egress doors on there in case of an emergency. It's nice to have two access points to get out. Next, when we come down here, this is your other side of your def side tank that you can fuel up from this side. This space here in between the tires here is actually a place where you could put next to anything in there if you wanted. We'll probably put our black tank hose inside there. Here's your docking light down here, and here's the big bay. This is where a lot is going on. You know, you have your fresh, your gray. This is your wet bay. The hose is on a reel system. We have a macerator, which is new to us, so that'll be something that we'll have to get used to using. And it does have a water filter, outdoor shower, has a light that you can turn on, and a paper towel holder. How do you like that? That's awesome. This next bay is where your electric windup is. Newmar's come with a built-in surge protection system. So it's right there, and then there's a light switch there to turn on, so if you're there at night, easy access to that. Next here we have our Oasis hydronic heating system. So this is what heats the coach, also is your tankless hot water system. And let me tell you, when we were up there in Kentucky and it got down to 20 to 18 degrees at night, we were toasty warm, almost too warm. And it kind of feels like a radiant heat. That's what it kind of feels like. And the heated floors, like Chris talked about earlier, those were really nice to have too. This is the other side of the pass down storage. And what I love about this door, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, it opens, it closes down, it drops down, which is really nice. And then of course you have the electric switch here where you can run it out or run it back. And it's going to be interesting to see what all we store down in this bay. This is the other side of the pass-through again on an electric switch. It runs in and out. Needs a little oil, as you can tell, excuse me. And this here is all the batteries for the coach. And these are all dry cell batteries. We're hoping maybe at some point we may switch over to lithium, but for now, this is what we have. Here's your other docking light. Here's your other fuel area to put all that wonderful cheap diesel fuel in there. And here's where your fuse panel area is, and some of the electronics here, and the generator for the Newmars are all up here in the nose, and actually the nose slides out at some point. I'll show you guys that. But sometimes it's the little details, you know, and it's the little things, and I love it that they come with a window washer built right in there to the side, so you can clean all those wonderful bugs. As you guys know, well, they are bug collectors. So thank you very much. That's it. Stay tuned. We'll show you what we put in these bays, how we pack it. So a lot of good stuff. Thank you. But now we want to transition you guys into the video of us sharing our thoughts after the first 100 miles in the coach. And for both of us, it was such a different experience.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. And I don't know what my expectations were, but I have to say I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, me too. Let's roll that. Super quiet. We can film this video and not hear just the engine noise. This airbag system, so we feel like we're floating on a cloud. Just getting the feel, you know, because the Jeep's connected in the back. So just learning, you know, the steer. But my semi-truck driving experience in the past has, you know, paid dividends for me, even driving this. But I have to say, it's amazing, and I love the air brakes, you know, that you have on this, just like I liked having driving a big rig. Just the stopping power and the peace that comes from knowing, like, hey, when I put on these brakes, I'm stopping. Because with Big Blue, a lot of times, you know, when you put on the brakes, you felt, especially going down mountains, I mean, you felt the weight of that fifth wheel pushing you. With this, I mean, I can't even tell. I don't know if I'm pulling the Jeep or not. I have to look at the camera just to make sure it's still back there. So a peace of mind of knowing that, man, I got all the stopping power that I need. And here's the most important thing of all so far. Chris has already had her first bathroom, and we didn't have to stop. And that was a thing, right? Because we were all trying to rest areas, gas stations, because Chris would say, I gotta go. And then we were on a mission. But here, Chris already went, and I didn't even have to pull over. So, guys, it's worth it just for that change up alone. Now we want to totally kind of switch gears, and we could say, you know, this video is now going to the dogs.
You know, that's the one thing I love about the RV life, is it's so easy to take your pets along. And you know, most of the RV, the resorts are all pet friendly, which is just awesome. And so obviously taking Ryder along with us is so important, and just seeing his, you know, how he responded to the coach was awesome. It was good to see that, you know, I can tell, as I said earlier, I think he's gonna just feel very comfortable at home. It's gonna be fun to see where he finds his spot. You know, so that, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so let's roll that video. So Ryder is getting ready to see the Newmar for the first time, and he doesn't really like steps very much. So see, he's getting his sniffs in, so we're gonna see what his reaction is and see if he'll go inside or how he's gonna react.
Let's go, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
He's got one step.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, he's not too sure. Not too sure, little boy.
Buddy.
Not too sure.
Ryder, come on, buddy. Let's go. You can do it.
And there he goes, just like that. Ryder's first time. He's checking it out. What do you think, buddy? What do you think?
He's actually doing better than I thought he would. And he's like, oh, there's the door.
What do you think, buddy? You think you can ride in this? Think you can ride in this, little boy? Yeah?
So in our fifth wheel, he pretty much wanted out all of the time. He did not want to be inside the fifth wheel, except for when he had to be. And then he'd usually sit by the door and kind of cry to get out. So it's going to be interesting to see how he transitions into the Class A.
All right, so I think Ryder approves.
I think so.
He's going to be living the life of luxury, rolling down the highway.
Yeah, we're looking forward to taking him along.
Yeah, he's going to be the top dog. I think maybe that's what you'd say. So before we end up closing out the video for today, we want to let you guys all know that Big Blue, our Riverstone fifth wheel, sold. Congratulations, we want to say. Give it up for Patrick. He's from Ohio. He's one of our subscribers. He saw the video and he purchased it. He inboxed us and talked to us about it. So congratulations, Patrick.
Yes.
I hope you and your family have a lifetime of awesome memories in Big Blue. She was good to us, and I hope she is good to you as well.
Yes.
And I did ask Patrick, I said, hey, can you send us a picture of you and your family in front of it? So if he does that, we will put that up in our next video so you guys can see that. But it did not stay long. I think it lasted a week.
Maybe a week. So Day Brothers has got to be happy about that.
So that's awesome. So we wanted to make that announcement. Look, we are so happy that you've watched this video, and if you're not a subscriber of ours, we would be honored and would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit that notification button, and every time we post a video, you will be notified. And as always, please leave us a big thumbs up. It helps get RV content out there in the algorithm. We have so much coming up here in the future. We're going to talk about our tow vehicle, what it is. We're going to talk about the tow system, how to set it up. Some of you have asked, well, where's your golf cart? What did you do with that? We still have it. We're going to show you what we decided to do with that. Lots of great content coming up. Did you have anything else?
Well, and leave us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And know
Absolutely.
If there's specific things you'd like to hear from us, let us know. And we just love to hear, where you're from. Let us know. Let us know maybe how long you've been following us.
Yeah, and some of you welcomed us to the Class A family, and we are so grateful and so thankful. When you guys stop and leave us comments, I love it. I mean, we love to answer back. We try to get back to you guys as quick as we can. But please, yeah, any questions that you have, any tips,
yeah, I was gonna
any
say,
RV
pointers and tips
that you have, we will definitely accept them. So keep those comments coming, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, we say God bless
and safe travels.